Hello, everybody. Since we last left off, we had Alpha Kyogre 0 with a tier 2 at 55 months, and X Mew P with a sub. Pretty cool. You may hear some air conditioning noises in the background. That's because the portable air conditioner is running. Just think of it as some backroom noises. Perpetual hum. Anyway, while we wait for some people to jump in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of wallpaper. I'm going to do a little wallpaper getification, you know, gets a little bit more of the stuff. Actually, I wonder if I should do a little bit of inventory sortage, maybe possibly, and stuff like that. That could be pretty cool. That could be pretty epic to do a little inventory sortagification before we get going. Yeah, a bit ambiance, you know, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let me get a little bit more. Lost Soul, thank you for the 54 months. Very epically cool and awesomely awesome. Extremely Beige, thank you for the 30 months. Oh, subbage. Superdy duperdy pooperdy scooperdy. Super cool. All right, I'm basically gonna fricked up my entire axe here, but that's okie dokie. You gotta be a little careful not to fully run out of my stuff. I want to mention that Skulk only spreads and the Skulk creepers explode. Well, that's good to know. I can't believe that anyone would go on the internet and tell a lie. That just seems like something nobody on the internet would ever do. So this is the first time it's ever happened. Ever in a million years. I have an update on the Skulk. I had a rare cap luck moment where I ran into the one type that actually causes spread as my first one. Oh, there's different types of Skulk? Well, ain't that just fascinating, huh? Ain't that just interesting? Different types. Surprised I didn't get in trouble with Twitch? What do you mean? Let's see. The Mellowcraft, thank you for the 20 months. Very swickin' much appreciated and awesome. Pretty cool. It's the creepers. My first Skulk room was a Skulk creeper spawning room. Okay. Got it. So when they kaboom, they spread. Danger Rose, thank you for the 23 months. We don't have much to worry about with the Skulk and blocking it off or anything like that. That is good. That is great. We love to hear that. We do indeed. All right, let me send this over here and get the hogs cranking, dude. You can't send Twitch viewers to YouTube by putting in your title or... Huh? Wait. What? Where is that a rule? Where is that a rule? Because that's crazy if that's actually a rule. On YouTube, you can tell people you're live wherever you want. You're telling me that on Twitch, you can't? Am I going to get banned for saying, hey guys, I have a YouTube channel. Subscribe to CaptainSparklez 2. I'm gonna get banned for telling people sub to CaptainSparklez 2. That's wild. Okay, hold on. Let's see what Jessa has sent me. When did this happen? July 21st, 2025. Our goal is to make clear what types of promotion we allow on Twitch. For example, you can share links to your social media profiles, but we don't allow you to use Twitch chat, about panels, or other surfaces to actively redirect viewers to live streams happening someplace else. Oh my god, that's a joke. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. That's like, that is not the position of a website that is not afraid of their current standing. Got it. Got it. It's not a monopoly rule. That's a we are worried about our lunch being eaten rule. So yeah. Crystal Awakula, thank you for the 43 months. Cap breaking rules, not my streamer. I guess I did. The Void, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. All right, where was I? Oh, yeah, I was putting the dies over there and stuff. I guess I could honestly just expire this axe. There we go. Okay, the axe is expired. Cool, got it. Okie dokie. Could make some more cardboard if we wanted to, so that we can do more. Okay, so using it to power the ash. I need to burn more cardboard to get more ash, and then use more ash plus cobbled stone in order to make the alloy stuff. I gotta favorite some stuff. I'm just trying to do a little bit of prep. Right. So yeah, ash plus cobble. Maybe we should mine a little bit of cobble while we're here, you know? And okie dokie, we can mine a little bit of stuff. If only we actually, you know, it'd be good if I made a little bit of obby back there so I could just hold this down. And then on the latest version of Minecraft, I'd be able to just toggle mine, and then I would be able to mine cobblestone forever. I could go AFK and I would still be mining cobblestone. And it would be crazy. It would be awesome. Try throwing a brick at a light. I feel like I don't want to do that. I feel like that's going to spawn some bad guy who's going to be like, don't break the back rooms. I will destroy you for trying to break the back rooms. Oh, batteries in the TV. That's so smart. All right, I'm going to try that as soon as we get started here. That's so freaking genius, dude. TVs, yeah, battery-powered TVs. Those are, doesn't your TV use batteries? Doesn't your big old flat screen TV run on batteries? Not just the remote, like the whole thing. Okay. What do we get? That's fine. All right, we should get going. We should get gaming here, dude. We should get gaming. I think this is how we started the last episode, isn't it? Pretty sure. Excuse me. Actually, I wonder if I can make the wrench. Can I make the wrench? Oh, frick, it requires the gold sheets. So you have to get the press in order to make the wrench. You have to get gold. I don't know how the frick you get gold. How do you get gold? Gold dust? I don't know how you get that. Wait, raw copper and the pulverizer's 5% chance of gold. I wonder if that's actually how you got to do it. Holy crap. Thank you for these 6 months of subbage. 4 months at the start. Let's go. You're actually at 6 months. You have underestimated. Okay. I will follow the quest. I'm just looking at things. I just wanted a wrench because I know we need to get pipes. And people are going to be like, oh, just make the wrench so you can shift in order to break the pipes. But I'm not going to be like, I don't know how to get gold. And then people are going to be, oh, you could get gold. You're an idiot. You're not having gold. And then I'm going to be like, how do I get the gold? And then people will be like, follow the quest. I'll be like, well, I'm not at the part in the quest where I can get gold. So it's just freaking oh my God, dude. This is how the internet is. This is how the internet is until you can't access it anymore without providing ID. All right, anyway. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the back rooms in Liminal Industries. Make sure to like the video. You may hear a bit of a hum in the background over the course of this. It's just the back rooms have an electrical hum that just goes. This, I don't have to. Oh, you're so true for that. Old habits die hard. I could hook this up over at the new thing, couldn't I? That's so true. Okay, good amount of seeds. 37 clay balls. 1 memento. All right. What am I doing? I'm going to do... How many buckets? I'm going to... Wait. Oh, the buckets break every single time, so I guess I actually have to make 10 buckets for this, don't I? Yeah. I do. Oh, yeah, I'll just use cardboard for smelting instead. And we'll be good. And then in the meantime, I guess while that's smelting, let me mine some more cobble. We'll need 50. It's 5 cobble per thing. And yee. All right. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry. I am simply people typing. I tried doing the batteries thing. I did try doing the batteries thing for the TV. Sadly, it didn't power the TV. I wanted nothing more than for it to power the TV, but it didn't. It's kind of the worst news of all time. I can't tell, like, is a lot of it going into the lava, or is it just bunching up there? What are we at? 36. Oh, wait, by the way. I should see. How is video doing? We actually posted a main channel YouTube video today. Very crazy. Seems like the topic is of interest. Sorry, Peepo typing. Okay. Continuing along. Alright, a bunch going there. I wonder, honestly, if I should put a wooden hopper down. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get a wooden hopper going, because I think that'll actually increase my yield by a good bit. Okay, so wooden hopper was chest, and then we got the other stuff. I'm probably going to need to go do a little bit of a furniture re-upping, and maybe I'll do it in between episodes or something. It's going to be crazy. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to CaptainSparklez 2, follow at twitch.tv/CaptainSparklez in order to catch these live, and of course, Apex Hosting, code CaptainSparklez. Get yourself 25% off your first month of server hosting. You play this mod pack or others, or vanilla Minecraft with your friends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, I'm going to have to mine a lot of cobblestone between episodes. I don't know if it's going to be I'm honestly... The problem is this. I'm like so far ahead on videos, which is good because I have like a short trip coming up, but I'm so far ahead on videos that it's actually just like kind of crazy. And oh, it is a little, oh wait, what the frick, dude? It's 7 o'clock. Oh my god. I actually need to do a little test before it gets too dark on more water leak stuff, because I'm really trying to narrow it down, man. I'm really trying to narrow it down so that it's, I know where the frick the leak is. Dude, water is actually just the worst thing. Whoever came up with water, what the frick were you thinking, dude? Oh, I wonder how Ultra Rando is doing. How's Ultra Rando doing? Oh, pretty cool. 2 out of 10, but the number 1 is an update, which makes sense. Plasti dip your whole house. You know what sucks? I basically did plasti dip the roof. Still didn't fix it. At least that section of the roof. Yeah. Give me a moment. I actually, I ran a little test prior to starting the stream. I would need to take a quick look in the basement, see if there are any drippies in the bucket. But yeah. Give me, I mean, best case, I think I just mine cobble for a little bit while we chat. Because I do need to do another test before it becomes too dark. But give me a moment. Rocket Man, thank you for the 13 months. What should I do for dinner? I can do like a little bit of order dinner and mine some cobble, but then I do have to go up on the roof. No water. It's actually not a good thing because it's just more of a mystery. The plot thickens, dude. Bro, I thought that I had it narrowed down. I thought I figured it out. No water is bad. Because when it rains or there's like a dew overnight, there is water. But I still have yet to figure out the exact precise way that it is happening. If I could figure out the exact, like my biggest fear is we redo that portion of the roof and it still happens. I don't really know how it would happen, but knowing my luck, it will somehow be the case. No, so here's the thing, okay? And here's why I'm freaking losing my mind, actually. Here, I will mine and lose my mind. This is what we'll do. Okay. Here is why I'm losing my mind. It's because this is how it works. All right, so there's just picture, a rectangular section of roof, and there is a drain in the corner. All right? Instead of like usual gutters, think of it as more of a commercial style roof. Where it's like walls around the outside, and then there's drainage actually in like the low points on the roof. So if there's rain or if there is condensation overnight, like dew and the roof is wet, there will be water that drips in the basement at the bottom of where the pipe comes down from the roof. This is not a rant about water. This is just me going into detail about why this is such an infuriating thing to try to diagnose. So, water drips into the... It's not a huge quantity, but just you get some drips that come down the pipe from the roof. There's a little bit of insulation as it gets to the bottom part where the flooring is, and then into the basement, and then into the bucket. So, like... We've done a silicone coating over that section of roof. I literally designed a part and had it 3D printed, thinking that potentially water was going like where the opening in the roofing material is, where it goes into the pipe, thinking maybe somehow, it's roofing material, then there's this metal housing, kind of like a flange that goes into the pipe. I was thinking maybe the water is going underneath the roofing material and getting over like the top lip of the flange and then running down the outside, down the pipe. And so I've done I designed this part to make it so that the water actually just like, it's a sleeve so that the water doesn't have a chance to go down and under the edge of the roofing material. Instead, it would just drop straight into like already where there's pipe. And that didn't fix it. So it's like, okay, well, we've done a full cohesive silicone coating of the entirety of the roof all around the housing of where the pipes meet the roofing material. I've done this extra sleeve. I have put a hose directly down the pipe, right? So bring the hose up to the roof, put it directly down the pipe, and turn on the water. It doesn't drip because it's like, okay, well, is the leak actually a plumbing, like a leak? The pipe has a separation, a seal has failed in the pipe or something like that. It's actually dripping out of the pipe, in which case nothing I do on the roof would have any impact at all. But I've taken the pipe or the hose directly into the pipe. Nothing, no drips at all. So I'm like, okay, it can't just be from like deep within the pipe. And so after I designed this part and installed it, I got real freaking demoralized when it rained next and I still saw drips. So I kind of just gave up on the whole thing. Finally, I noticed like a week ago during like, it's summer, there's been no rain. And I saw some drips and I'm like, why the frick is it dripping? Well, it turns out I go up on the roof. There's just been condensation, despite the fact that it's summer. So there's water pooled up around the drain on the roof. And so I go, okay, you know what? It's time to freaking diagnose this thing again, because it's not gonna fix itself. So I went and I tried to like put water just in a very specific place at the very top of the drain. And after I did that, I started seeing more drips. And so I think to myself, holy frick, I actually might have solved this. It might be just a very specific location where water is entering at the very, very top of the drain. This is actually what is causing the drippage. We're getting some good cobblestone here. And so I'm like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm like, I can actually fix this by designing a new part that's just slightly different than the old one, but I have an idea in mind. But I want to like confirm it. I want to confirm it again. So I actually, like the next day, there was condensation overnight, but I like wait until it's all evaporated on the roof. And so I try it again. I put the hose directly down. I don't see more drips. And I try it in this very specific place along the rim. And I do see a few more drips. I'm like thinking, I got this freaking thing nailed down. But I still want to like make absolutely certain. So I'm like, I need to wait for a day where there hasn't been any condensation at all overnight. And that way the insulation that I see when I look up in the basement is perfectly dry. Because previously, for the first couple tests, like the insulation was still wet from the drips that happened from the condensation overnight. And but I was like, you know, it wasn't actively dripping. So the new drips that I saw after I ran the water was probably from what I did. Well, anyway, I wait until like the last few nights. There hasn't actually been condensation. So the insulation in the basement has become totally dry. So yesterday, I repeat what I did before with the insulation being totally dry. No water. I'm like, God damn it, man. So it might have just been like me being up there on the roof and stepping around the drains, like just disturbed some residual water that was there from overnight. And it caused some drips to happen. And it wasn't actually the act of my putting the water down the drain. It was just that I like shook that area and it dislodged some water and like caused more drips to happen. So I'm losing my mind now, dude. It's like, holy frick. I thought I had it nailed down. I was so stoked. So now, today, insulation's still bone dry. Hasn't been any drips. So I'm like, okay, it's not coming from inside of the actual housing. It's not coming from down the pipe. It's not coming from inside of just the flange housing. So just before I started streaming, I put water on the inner. So basically the drain has like a ring around it that's elevated just a little bit. So I put water on the inner part of that ring before the water goes down into the pipe, into the flange. There has still not been any drips. So my next thing that I am going to do, oh, and I should back up. Just, if I just spray water generally in that area, just take a hose and just spray it all over that section of the roof, it drips, right? But the problem is when you just spray water all over the roof, it doesn't really isolate a specific location. So, right? I know that if water is sprayed on the roof around there, it does leak. But it's like, because it drips where the pipe is, like it has to be specifically from that area. Where the drains actually are, not just like the general, but we've already siliconed over the entirety of that section of roof, which is a complete seal. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little water into the area around the drains, because the area around the drains is like slightly lower elevation than the rest of the roof. It like goes into this little tiny kind of box. And so I'm thinking if I just like turn the hose on really low and just quickly fill up that tiny little area and let the water sit there, because it fills up to where the height of the drain housing is, which is like this high above that area. So I can just fill that with like a little bit of water and see if the water is sitting there, which is like it is in the morning when I go up there after there's been some condensation due overnight. Like there's water sitting in that area. Is that standing water the thing that's leaking? But if that is the thing that's leaking, it just means the silicone like didn't work. Like it's crazy, bro. Oh, could it be coming in somewhere else, running down the pipe? I just don't, like, I don't know how it could be, because it's like, it's flat roof, right? Well, it's obviously slight angle to it to get the water towards the drains, but, you know, it's a flat roof in what it, like, the terminology of roofing, and it was siliconed on top of it, and I just don't see a world where the flat roof area around, like, it's got to be where the drains are, right? I guess we would find out, I guess we'd find out if and when we actually do just replace that section of roof. The thing that I'm trying to do is I just want to confirm that it is in fact coming from the roof and it isn't coming from somewhere around the, like, the drain and the pipe itself, which I kind of think I've done, but I'm still, without being able to do a very specific area that yields the drips, I have some amount of doubt there, dude. Block the drain and make a wall around the drain. Yeah, I've thought about doing that. It's just like it's a hard shape to be able to block, but like we could maybe get some clay or something and actually build it up around the metal of the drain in order to make like a bigger wall or something. So maybe, but as it stands right now, it can still hold a little standing water without having to do that. Without like, it won't cross-contaminate because I can spray the water in there and it won't be like flowing elsewhere. It'll just be in that area without flowing down the pipe. So, anyway, Rocket Man with 13 months, whole year, let's go. Tina Archer with 3 months, Suzu Revenge, 69 months. What a nice amount of months to be subbed. Can you get to it from the inside? No. I have to, well, you have to tear open a wall and ceiling. Which at that point, it's like, let's just replace that section of the roof anyway. So. The roof sounds annoying. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would highly, highly recommend to anybody, like, a traditional slanted roof into gutters is way better. For sure. For sure. That said, like, I could always send the drains outside. Like, if we want to just do away with this whole thing, we could just punch a hole through the parapet wall and then send the pipe outside. You can definitely also have a vulnerability where you punch the hole and try to waterproof it. So, like, it's not a perfect system. But, yeah. It's my advice. If you are looking at houses and you want things to be practical, do not go for parapet walls. It's inconvenient. I could be a good house. Bro, I would actually be a sick house inspector. I would be. Oh, man. I would be... Dude, I would be such a good... Well, yeah, most every house would have issues that you call out. But I feel like I'd be pretty good at. I would not enjoy like putting together the reports. The kind of what I would want to do. I would want to just like go in, and then I just want the buyer to be there. And I could just be like, "Yo, this could be a problem. This could be a problem. This could be a problem." I don't want to write the whole report though. That like when I've received home inspection reports and I had to go through it, I'm like, ugh, so many pages. Don't get me wrong. I look through them all, obviously. But they usually can't catch everything. Inspectors are not supposed to like take panels off walls and stuff, which would have needed to happen in order to catch some of the stuff here. But bro, I'd be so good at it. Yeah, just have someone with you that you walk through and someone else does the report. That'd be the way to go for sure. God, I mean, it's crazy. You know, at least on the plus side, like if I can comprehensively narrow it down to like the leak is absolutely no chance it's from the pipe or the flange, then it's just like, okay, we got to just replace that section of roof and then freaking be done with it, you know? You had a $20,000 foundation issue with your house and still managed to sell it. Not sure if it was disclosed to buyer or not. Bro. Bro. I hope that's your parents and not you. That's just a wild thing to type. That's crazy. I mean, that's not just mean, that's also illegal. House was on a hill. Yeah. I mean, this house is on a hill, but the hill has not actually been the culprit for any of the observed issues thus far. So I guess that's good. Anyway, there is one section where it's a portion of hill and it is graded directly towards the house. Now it's a retaining wall part of the foundation. But still, like that's the one place that's a little nerve-wracking to me. Granted, it didn't show any signs of things not going according to plan when it rained 3.5 inches. But I don't know if like the year before that was like 8 inches in 2 days. And I do have concerns if it'll hold up to that. Zero Instinct, thank you for the 70 months. My mom made fresh crumb cake today with 1 peach and 1 mango with powdered sugar. Which would you prefer? Oh, 1 peach and 1 mango. Got it. Different ones. I don't know. Both sound good. Maybe the mango. Maybe the mango. They put crumb in a cake. Oh no. All right. I think we'll leave it off there for now. That's a good amount of cobblestone, I think. It's a good amount of cobblestone. Yeah. Well, truth be told, I think a significant amount of the issues that we are facing is due to the contractor who was in charge of the remodel that the previous owner did. Bro, obviously just like because the previous owners, they only came here like 1 weekend a year. And I think because they were absent, I think this dude just tried to cut every corner he possibly could so he could pocket the difference in what was paid versus what actually had to be spent on doing the job. So, yeah. No, it all makes sense because, like, when we moved in here, I had asked the seller's realtor, hey, can I get an intro to this contractor you keep referring to who's helped out and, like, done a lot of the stuff, the work that the owners have requested. And the realtor was like, he doesn't seem to want to continue working. I was like, okay, it's kind of weird thing. And now I'm like, oh, that's why he didn't want to continue working, because he knew he did some shady frickin' stuff. Yep. Anyway, alrighty, we'll leave it off there. Anybody out there streaming? Sure, we could do Rifkin. All right. I will catch you all tomorrow for something. Maybe peak, we'll see. All right. Bye-bye. Sorry, I mean base trade, not Rifkin. I'm saying the wrong name. Farewell.